Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Maybe I'll
Pam.
hang this around my neck. I usually can talk loud enough that I don't need these things. But I am Pam Krushansky. I am the consumer field rep for Attorney General Patrick Morrissey's office. I cover 11 counties in north central West Virginia. So I have the I-79 corridor, Preston, Taylor, Barber, Mineral County, Tucker County, Lewis, Upshur, and Randolph. I think that's all. Harrison and Marion, yep, all of them. I'm in a senior center almost every single day. I schedule mobile office hours. I do at least mobile office hours in every one of my counties once a month and sometimes 2 and 3 times a month. Just depends on the needs. Recent scam alerts. We've had many in our office. We get lots of complaints. We have a hotline number that I will give to you in a little while. And we have people calling the hotline every single day. Scams take many different routes, but they all have the same goal, and that is getting your identity and or your credit card or banking information. Or they want your new Medicare card number, or your Social Security number, whatever it may be. They're just trying to invade in on your privacy. People who are trying to scam you can be very convincing. They use high pressure sales techniques. If you've ever gotten the IRS call, they're pretty convincing. I've had many people to fall for that call. Even some young people. We've had a couple of WVU students who were threatened that they were going to lose their scholarships and get kicked out of school if they didn't pay their taxes. The red flag that they didn't notice was don't call your parents and talk to them. Well, who does most of the college students' taxes? Mommy and Daddy generally, and both of the students I know that fell for the scam, their parents did their taxes for them, but they were scared. One was a dental student. She had worked very, very hard to get into dental school, and she sure didn't want to get kicked out. So it's a sad situation. I tell people to listen closely and listen to the red flags. And if you have to pay money to win money, don't do it. If it sounds and looks too good to be true, then don't do it. By all means, don't do it. They take advantage of the elderly, more so than not. And I always ask why. I've kind of gotten hard-hearted because I've been working for the AG. I'm working on my 6th year. And I've done this, and I've heard all of it, and gone through all the trainings and stuff. But seniors are very kind-hearted people, and they're very trusting and believing. And I hate to tell you, we can't be like that anymore. We have to be tough. We've all worked hard for the money that we have, and we sure don't want to give it to these scammers who are sitting behind a computer or a telephone trying to cheat you out of it. You've worked hard. They're doing nothing but trying to scam you. So the one thing that I'm going to mention to you is that when you answer the telephone and they say, "Is this Pam?" My reaction is, "Who are you and how may I help you?" If I'm on the state cell phone, or if I'm on my personal phone, "Who are you and what do you want?" Quit being nice. On the state cell phone, I have to be nice. On my personal, I don't. But never identify yourself. If they know your first name, it could be a guess. It could be, they have it in front of them on the computer. But don't give them your first name. Just who are you and how can I help you or what do you want? But never identify yourself. And don't say yes. Because that is a scam. I guess it's about 1.5 years old now, where we're not sure what they're using, the recorded yes, but they have your voice saying yes. They tell us that they can actually do it. They can use it. Maybe to open up a credit card account. I do know for a fact that we've had people whose long distances on their phones have changed, on their landlines. Because someone said, well, we have you saying that you want to change your long distance carrier. Because people are getting their Frontier bills, or whoever else you have your phone carrier with, your phone service with, and their long distance is some strange company. So someone's used their voice to do that. So guys, just be very, very, very careful. So it's the holidays. I'm not ready. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not near ready. But there's some things that they put out there that we really should pay attention to. And one of the things is travel sites. A lot of people travel over the holidays. They take cruises, they take tours, whatever. So you need to be cautious about advertisements that you're reading about trips. And look at the price, and the ads provide few specifics. A better vacation package sounds, the more important it is to verify the fine print. So if it sounds really, really good, you need to be reading down in the fine print, because there's a lot of scams there. Also, when you're dealing with a trip, know your cancellation and refund policies. Keep a close eye on your bank statements. If you've used your card or your debit card, make sure that you're paying close attention, because you've given that number out to pay for your trip. Be wary of any company that asks for payment or money order or a prepaid debit card. So if they don't want your credit card, or they don't want you to write a check, and they ask you for a money order or a prepaid debit card, be wary of that. Be wary of that. It's like giving cash. Be cautious of firms that ask for payment before confirming the reservation. There are groups out there that do. They'll ask for payment before you get your confirmation. Don't do it. Make sure you get your confirmation before you pay. We have a situation now in one of my counties that the senior center came up with the trip. It was a cruise. And because of Hurricane Florence, the cruise got canceled. Most everybody, I think that 3 people actually bought the travel insurance. So if something happened, they got sick, or the trip got canceled, they get their money back. Well, guess what? The travel agent doesn't want to get the money back, because the cruise line said, well, we'll do a replacement cruise next year in October. Well, there's a lot of people that can't go next October. They just want their money back. So that's come to our office's attention, and as soon as they all get their complaints in, it'll be something that our office will be working on. So just be very, very careful. Make sure you know what's in the fine print. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Ask lots of questions. Here at Christmas time, when you're ordering online, and I know right here in Morgantown, we have no shopping anymore with Elder Beerman and Profits or Belk's, whatever it was, closing. Sears is closing. There's not much shopping. And if you don't want to drive to Pittsburgh, you're not going to get much. And I've found myself online, doing a lot of online shopping. You've got to make sure that the websites are secure that you're shopping on. There's a lot of knockoff websites. So make sure up in the top, where it goes www whatever, there is a lock box there. And it says HTTP, and make sure the S is there for secure. And if not, don't order from that site. I know one Uggs, 2 years ago, we had people who were ordering Uggs boots from a site that they thought was Uggs boots. If you know Uggs, they're pretty expensive. And they didn't get boots. They got this wee little tiny trinket for the price of Uggs boots. And it was a knockoff site, it was a scam site. So you've got to be very, very careful when you're ordering online that you're ordering from secure websites. I know, isn't it crazy? They can do almost anything anymore. Social media gift exchange. Have any of you all gotten that where a friend will say, buy a $10 gift, send it to me, and send this via 10 other friends, and you'll end up with like 30 gifts by the end of a 3 or 4 week period. Well, you know, it's a pyramid scheme, and pyramid schemes are illegal. So don't get caught up in that. So if you're getting some of that, I've seen some of them on Facebook lately. Just be really, really, really careful. Coupons on Facebook. Mother's Day last year, there was one, Lowe's was giving every mother a $50 coupon. Now, Lowe's is a pretty stable company, but do you think that they could afford to give a $50 coupon to every single person that printed that off and took it into Lowe's? No. It was a scam that was going on. I've heard that here at Christmas time, Sears, there's a coupon on Facebook that says Sears is giving a big discount. I would doubt very seriously if that's true, since they're going bankrupt and they're closing all their Sears stores. So it's just a little bit of using common sense and watching for the red flags. Just watch for the red flags. Very, very important. The grandparent scam is going around hot and heavy again. We got a report the other day from the main office that we've had several seniors to fall for the grandparent scam. The last one, thank goodness, a young lady at Walmart said, "Are you sure you know who you're sending this money to?" Because it was a huge amount. And the person said, "Well, it's my grandson, he's in trouble." And they said, "There's a scam, it's called grandparent scam. Have you talked to your grandson or his parents?" And she decided not to send the money. And they told her to call our office, and it was a scam. It's a scam. So if you get a phone call, and they say it's your niece, your nephew, your grandson, your granddaughter, your son, whatever, call them and say, "Are you in trouble? Do you need help?" Because I'm going to tell you 90% of the time, I'm not going to say 100%, I'll say 90% of the time, your loved one's safe. This is a scam using their name and trying to get money out of you. So please, 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 keep the grandparent scam in your head, and if you get that call, don't do it. Hang up, call your loved one and make sure they're okay. Holiday jobs. Believe it or not, there's scams on holiday jobs. I mean, people can't go out and get a job, a part-time job at Christmas time to earn a little extra money without having to worry about being scammed. But if you're asked on a website, if you're looking for a job, and you're asked for your Social Security number on the website, Don't do it. It's a scam. Get out of there. Then there's the Microsoft scam on your computer. It says you have a virus. Or some guy calls you on the phone and says your computer has a virus. Hang up on him. Don't talk to him. It's a huge scam. Microsoft has a fraud unit of their own trying to keep people from losing everything on their computers because of this scam. Another scam that is going around, I have a poor gentleman in one of my counties. He said $12,000, and when he told me that, I was like, you said what? Not being judgmental, but they were going to help him up his credit amount on his credit card and lower his interest rate. And they took $12,000 out of his bank account because he gave him his credit card number. And then they call him back and tell him that the charge for their help is $1,200, I can't hardly say it, a month for 6 months. And when he called me, I said, sir, call the bank, hang up, call the bank, cancel your credit card down. I said, just cancel your credit card. You've given your number, cancel it, no questions asked. Do that and then call me back and we'll talk. It's an emergency. Just do it. And his concern was that he was afraid that he actually owed that money and that it would hurt his credit. This is what we deal with daily. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. We tell people daily, if you get these phone calls, these crazy phone calls, you're getting a number on your cell phone or on your landline and you have caller ID, you don't know who's calling, don't grace them with your voice. Just ignore it. I haven't answered my house phone probably for a year. I have caller ID. I tell my kids, if you need me, you've got my cell phone number. If it's not their names that come up on my cell phone, my personal cell phone, I don't answer it. I let it go to voicemail 90% of the time. I'm just not going to deal with these scammers. It's not worth the headaches, and it just breaks my heart for what they're actually doing. So when you all were coming in, we heard some fun out in the hallway, and someone said that y'all had mistletoe out there. Well, this has a point, guys.
It's a scam.
Probably so. But dating websites, and I do know that a lot of seniors get on the dating websites. They're lonely. They like to have somebody to go out to dinner with. They like just to have companionship. You've got to be careful on these dating websites, guys, because there's so many scams, it's not funny. Me, I've been married 47 years. I think I've been scammed the whole 47 years. I'm just joking. But seriously, be really, really careful if you're on these dating websites. Be really careful. And if the person on the other end starts asking you for money, it's a scam, guys. It's a scam. I have a friend, and this is no lie, she's a banker, very smart with money, and she got on a dating website, and this guy was sending her flowers and all kinds of stuff, and she decided, well, maybe we should do lunch. And he was 4 hours away, and calls her and said, I've hit up on hard times, and I need money for gas to drive the 4 hours. She said, daggone it, he was the nicest. He sent her the most beautiful flowers and everything, and then he needs money to come see her. She did away with that one, and she's not been on a dating website since. So you got to be really careful. Can't even find a companion without being scammed. It's crazy. Charities, and this is the one thing that breaks my heart, is that we all love to give to charities. Do your homework and make sure you know who you're sending money to. Make sure that's an up and up. But better yet, I tell people, if you want to give to a charity, give local. You want to give to a children's hospital? We've got a beautiful children's hospital here, and they're building a brand new building, and they need funds. Give. Call your local animal shelter and give locally. If you want a veterans organization, call DVA local, or call a local VFW. Call Operation Welcome Home here in Mon County. They can help you donate your money, and it's helping local. There's Christian Help here in Morgantown. There's Salvation Army. There's so many local organizations, and you know that your money is staying local instead of sending it to the North Dakota Indian children. Yeah, those Indian children, they need help. But honest to goodness, you don't know whether your dollars are actually going there. I had a state cop tell me about 5 years ago when I first started, we were talking about a lot of these scams, and he says, we don't know whether this money, where it's going. He said it could be going to ISIS. And that was when we were seeing all the pictures of the, beheadings and stuff, and he said, we truly do not know that this money isn't going overseas to terrorist organizations. So think about that, and like I said, give local. Letters to Santa. There are scams on letters to Santa. So I know my girlfriend, she goes to one website, and she's done it for the last 6 or 7 years, and it's an up and up website. But there are websites out there, people want to send letters from Santa to their grandkids or to their neighbors' children, and they get scammed. They send the money, letters never come. So be careful with that. E-cards. This is a new one to me because I used to send e-cards all the time. I loved it. Well, now the scammers have gotten a hold of it, and you've got to be really careful and make sure that the site is secure that you're going to and giving your cards to. Really be careful. And if you're out going shopping here in Morgantown or any place, make sure you take somebody with you. I suggest you go during the day, but if you must go out in the evening, be careful because there's been many, many reports of people out in the parking lots of the mall and at Walmart, people begging money. They got a flat tire and they're on their way to North Carolina. They had to pay. They don't have enough money to buy gas now. Just all kinds of things, but be really, really careful. And if you are driving your own car, make sure you park under a light. But make sure you go on the buddy system. Take a friend with you. Make sure you have somebody with you if you need to go out at night time. Even if it's to go get groceries. You got to be really, really careful and vigilant. Be wary if you're being asked when you are online or whatever, and they're asking for other forms of payment. They ask for some of the silliest things, the green cards, their prepaid Visa card or whatever. What those are is same as cash. And we can't, or the banks can't, nobody can get that money back. After it's gone, it's gone. It's cash. And there's no way of tracing it. So be very, very careful with that. Fake invoices for deliveries. We're finding people complaining about fake invoices. I did a lot of ordering, and I get an invoice online for everything that I've ordered online. And, they're faking invoices now. And, you know, looks like you paid for such and such material where you actually just paid the scammer and you've got an invoice but you never receive your package. Or they send you a delivery notice from UPS or FedEx and it says it's been delivered. It never has come. So you got to be really, really, really careful with those. There's just so many Social Security, and we'll talk about this right now. Social Security, Medicare, and IRS do not make phone calls. And if you're getting a phone call that they say that they're from Medicare, Social Security, or the IRS, it's a scam. Don't talk to them. Don't give them any information at all. And the Medicare call is getting more and more prevalent. I was in Taylor County today and I had 3 seniors to tell me that they've gotten the Medicare call. And what they wanted was their new card number. So they took our Social Security numbers off of our Medicare cards, but now they don't have your number on your Medicare card. So be really careful. Another thing that I'm going to bring to your attention, when you see these advertisements for free back braces or free knee braces, just know, guys, that nothing is free. These are companies that are taking advantage of the Medicare system. Just know that. So just be wary of any of those kinds of advertisements. Nothing's free. Publishers Clearinghouse. How many of you all signed up for Publishers Clearinghouse? Oh, you all are a smart group. Thank you. Publishers Clearinghouse is a legitimate company, but there's many scams to go along with Publishers Clearinghouse. I tell people, if you don't want phone calls and all these letters to keep coming and coming and coming, don't sign up in the first place. Your chances of winning the Publishers Clearinghouse is almost nil to none. I hate to say that, but it really is true. We did have a winner in Fairmont 2 years ago. It was a nurse from Fairmont General. And when she came home from work, they were there with the check, the bells, the whistles. They were all there. And she won Publishers Clearinghouse. It was all true. But if they tell you that you have to pay the taxes up front, don't do it. I mean, it's crazy some of the things that we come up with. With the robocalls, if you get them on your cell phone, if you have AT&T, there is a scam blocker, a scam call blocker for AT&T. It's an app that you have to download. www.nomorobo. If you all are computer literate and you get on your computer, look it up. I'm told that it works very, very well with calls on your landline and on your cell phone. You have to register both phones, just like the do not call list. And I know a lot of people say I'm on the do not call list and I still get these crazy calls. Well, because do not call, the legitimate companies follow the do not call list. I mean, if they see you're on a do not call list, they won't call you. So if you're still getting those calls and you're on the do not call list, then you know that 99% of those calls are scams. And you just don't want to answer them. But we have a hotline number. I haven't even moved the West Virginia Consumer Hotline number is 800-368-8808. You can feel free to call that number anytime. And I'm going to apologize to you. We have a field rep meeting next week. I am totally out of flyers. And I'm going to bring 100 of them in next week for Sandy to put one in everybody's
Would you repeat
mailbox.
that number, please?
Yes, the hotline is 800-368-8808.
Is that a different number than what's in the phone book?
Nope, that's the same on our website. That is our hotline number. And if it's busy, leave a message. We have a wonderful young lady that answers that line. Her name's Ashley, and she is one of the sweetest people in the world. My hat goes off to her because if I had to answer that phone every day, I'd probably be pulling my hair out and not so nice. Because you can imagine all of the calls we get, and we do get lots of them, and all the complaints that we get. See, I could talk to you guys about door to door, I could talk to you, but you're here in a safe atmosphere, thank goodness. There's a lot of things living at this beautiful facility that you all don't have to put up with, that other seniors actually have to put up with. I don't even want to talk about it. Do y'all have any questions now that I've probably depressed you forever?
Well, you spoke of invoices arriving. I don't know.
Like if you buy something online
Yes.
and they send you an invoice, like, they took your money and paid for it and stuff, and then you don't get your merchandise. They just make that invoice up.
Oh, I see.
Just make sure that everything's correct when you get it, and make sure that you have your tracking number, all of that information, so if you don't get your materials, you have something to go on.
I see, okay.
Keep your order numbers. Like if you order something, keep your order numbers so you can track.
I was told that we don't have a secure system here, so I should not use my credit card online.
That's
So what I do is look up a company, get their phone number from their website, and then call them. Is that safer to use my credit card?
If you know the company that you're calling and it is the correct company, you've looked up a correct number, then yes, it probably is if they don't have a secure system here. I think that's something turn off the camera. I think that's something that I would ask for in a community meeting. That they would supply you with a secure, I'm just saying, our like computer site from West Virginia Attorney General, I'm telling you, it's so secure that some days I just want to throw the computer out, because if I get locked out, it's like I have to call and talk to IT to get back in. It's so secure. And if you're ever using your credit card, yes, you need to be using a secure area. Like I can check my credit card account on my phone. I can check my debit card account, my bank account online. But I will not do it unless I'm in the confounds of my house, because I know it's secure.
Well, then we shouldn't be banking on the web, should we?
Not if you don't have a secure
We don't have a-
system here.
I don't think you can make a secure system when you have all these people on the system. But you can have a secure system if you work with a company and get a private line.
Well, and you could get them online, but they're not totally secure. They're not totally, I mean, let's face it, guys, nothing is totally secure anymore. But when they're telling you that the system's not secure, then there are steps that they can take. There are steps that can be taken.
As I understand,
one of our residents has a secure line, but of course he had to pay for it himself.
Right, right.
He had to get himself and pay for it himself. Another question, the do not call line, that's still, is a system where charities and politicians are excluded, right?
Right, and that is true. If you're on the do not call list, you are still going to get political robocalls. Because they're,
Excellent.
yeah. I mean, and that should be fixed.
We got it.
I work for a politician, guys, and I don't talk politics when I'm on state time. But I'm telling you, I get so sick of the robocalls, I can scream. That's why I do not answer my house phone. And I have Comcast, and I get my Comcast on my phone. And I go through and see what has been, I don't listen to them, I just see and delete, because I can delete them from my cell phone. I do it all the time. I just can't handle it.
Enough issues this past election cycle.
Very, maybe 3 or 4.
You're lucky. And as being a
But
former state senator, you should be getting them all.
I didn't.
You're lucky. I wish I didn't. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, can the attorney generals of the states go after the scammers? How do you know how many, where are they coming from?
Oh, they're coming from everywhere. They're coming from India. They're coming from Jamaica. They're coming from Africa. They're coming from China. I mean, these scammers are all over the world. We work very closely with the Federal Trade Commission, the feds. The feds are trying to shut them down. But as soon as they shut one group down, there's another group that pops up. So that's why we're out, we do these classes, seminars, whatever you want to call them, presentations, to inform people what to look out for and what not to do. I mean, do any of you remember the party lines on the telephone? Oh, I got in so much trouble when I was little with the party lines. Okay. Is your refrigerator running? Oh, you better go after it. Oh, I got into so much trouble. I really did. But seriously, can you imagine this going on now? We still have party lines. Oh my goodness. But everybody knew what everybody else was doing. All you had to do was pick up the line and listen. You learned that as a kid. You knew all the gossip in town, I'll tell you. You had a question.
I was just gonna say that I understand that our system here is not password protected. That's the reason it said be secure.
Okay, it's not password.
Right.
Okay,
But some of it would have to be probably just outside the building.
right. You're not password protected on this system here. So what you would probably have to do in that case is to order your own internet service. So if you wanted secure internet, you would have to order your own. You'd have to go through a Comcast or AT&T or whoever you have with phone carriers and get your own.
How expensive is it?
Oh, probably, I'm thinking with Comcast, I pay, if I were just paying for internet service, probably upwards of $50 or so a month. I mean, it just depends on how much, you're willing to pay for it. And how much your secure internet, means to you. I mean, what you need it for.
One thing that might help, possibly I fell for a scam, I don't know, but there's something called a private, virtual private network. And when you get that, your line goes through what they call a private tunnel. And it appears to come from all kinds of different places, but the system knows that it's fine. And
Now, see, you're talking over my head.
That was only $6.
I'm the one that has to call IT and they'll say, it's Pam. It's Pam again. She's locked out.
I got a call today, and I answered the Morgantown Police Department. They hung up pretty quick.
They hung up really quick, yeah. When I get them on the state, and I do get them on the state cell phone, I mean, nothing's sacred, but I answer it all the time. The West Virginia Attorney General's office, this is Pam speaking, how may I help you? And click, but they keep calling, the same numbers, and spoofing. I mean, how many of you have gotten your own phone number? I mean, they can actually grab your phone number and call you with it. There's nothing more unsettling. We have Comcast at home, and to see your name and telephone number going across the screen, and I'm like, oh, I'll call myself. Yeah.
I've had that happen. Somebody gives you a call, but the call that's coming in is your own number.
Yep, they're spoofing. They're sitting behind a computer, and they're grabbing, it's like they do or political calls. I mean, a name and number and an address pops up. They don't know whether it's correct or not. That's why they always ask, is this, and ask your first name, or your first name and last name. Because they're trying to verify that information that they have on the screen. That's why you never give that information out.
You know, I've never had a call like that.
So you're sure to say yes.
$70-some for my Comcast.
Uh-huh.
You think I'm paying for security as well?
There may be security on there, Sarah, because you're one of the only people that's ever told me that they haven't gotten those calls. You're lucky. You're living right. You're living right. Anybody else have any questions?
So many of these calls, I have a 304 number.
They're just grabbing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just grabbing them. I mean, I get calls from Charleston Area Medical Center. I get calls from Mon General Hospital. And if you answer those calls, they're generally a credit card service. They're wanting to either lower your interest rate or up your credit limit.
Did you notify Mom General about that?
There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do about it.
Where is that happening?
Yeah, they are aware that it's happening, and so is CMAC. There's not much you can do about it. Yes?
I have twice gotten calls that say, this is a one-word survey. Do you think firemen are important?
And you answer yes.
I did not answer, and I said, you're looking for money, and hung up. But
I've never heard of that, but they're trying, that might be a way they're trying to get you to say yes.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, just don't do it. Don't say yes to anybody on the phone. Nobody. I've learned that. I've learned to say no.
Someone called
Run,
me
Beta.
and I don't recognize the number. I don't answer.
Yep, I don't answer.
Don't hang up. After, you know,
The Federal Trade Commission will tell you that these scammers put you on a tier. So if you pick up the phone the first time, that puts you, on the first tier. The second time, it puts you on another tier. And then they really start bombarding you with, calls. So, just don't fall for them. It's not worth it. And when you go to the mall or to a fair and festival, this is another thing that I want to tell you. You go past these kiosks where they tell you you're going to win a free trip or you get a free weekend or whatever, just sign here and we'll call you. Don't do it. I have been at the Buckwheat Festival and several of the other festivals right next to the gentleman. He's one of the nicest guys in the world. He just works for the company. And he'll swear that they don't sell your number. But I swear that they do. I know they do. But we're set up at the same place and people sign up there and I'll just hand them the scam pamphlet that I have. And people say, why do I need that? Well, I just saw you signing up there, so I know you're gonna need it. So, but anyway, I'm going to, get Sandy flyers. It'll have the do not call list number on it. It will have, the hotline number on it. It'll have all the information that you need to keep yourself safe. It's called identity theft.
Well, I have this Kaspersky system, you know, that's supposed to protect my computer.
Uh-huh,
Does that make it safe enough?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know the university uses that system.
Then it may. But you see all of these Equifax getting, hacked. OPM for the federal government got hacked. Marriott got hacked. I mean, guys, you would think that all of these, places would be very, very secure.
Right.
And they've all gotten hacked. I tell you, if I would do, I know, I've been told that I should have a dark whatever scan done to see, you know what, they all have my stuff, so what the heck, I work for the state, they're not gonna get much. And I check my bank account every day, I know how much is in it.
And are you telling me, boy, I don't know, I just got a letter from Spain saying I just won the Spanish lottery. I won $4.5 billion. You mean it's a scam?
I will tell you to put that through the shredder. Oh, and talking about shredders, how many of you have shredders? Hallelujah. That just makes me so happy because when you get catalogs and you know that you order something, you're going to have a catalog or 6 or 7 of them the next month. Make sure that you tear off the back cover of that catalog that has any of your information. And in the center, most of those catalogs have that same information. Take it out and throw it in the shredder. Do not dispose of anything, old bills, bank accounts, or anything with information on it. Because these scammers go dumpster diving. And yes, they do that. It's gross. I don't even want to think about it. But if you don't have a shredder, then take a black magic marker and mark out all of that information. Do not put anything in the garbage that has any kind of identifiable information on it.
We have spreaders here at the office.
That is great. That is wonderful, because I tell people the best thing to get a senior for Christmas or for a birthday is a shredder. And mine's stuck. I gave mine to my son the other day and said, I tried to put too much through. Can you it's, but I mean, anything. You know how AARP sends you your plastic card and all that kind of crap? I mean, whether you've signed up with them or not, they send it to you. Put it through the shredder. But be careful putting it through the shredder because that's what's messed mine up really bad. I put that plastic card down through mine. It made it stick.
I cut the plastic card with scissors.
Just make sure you're getting all the numbers and everything you can when you're doing it with scissors. Honest to goodness, guys, you can't trust anything anymore.
I cut them in 5 or 6 pieces with a scissors, but I only throw the pieces away once a week. So that whole thing is never in the trash together.
Well, that's smart. That's smart. But my OCD would drive me crazy. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'll tell you, my OCD so bad I was over making sure all the ornaments on the tree over there was straight a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy. Sir,
What about Pace as a shredder?
what was that again?
What about Pace? P-A-C-E?
Pace. Yes, Pace does shredding for you.
Yeah, they pick it up.
Yes, we have a place here where we can put stuff for them to shred.
Is it pretty safe to put your stuff in?
Oh, yeah, if they shred it, it's safe. It's gone.
Actually, when you put it in, there's only a little place, you can't get your hand in or anything.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but Pace is a good place. A lot of businesses use Pace. So is there anything else? If not, one more. And then I'll get you.
My daughter got hacked, they got into her PayPal account, and they took $700 out of her bank. Is PayPal safe? How did that happen?
PayPal is more secure than just giving your credit card. I use PayPal all the time. But yes, PayPal has gotten hacked. It has. But they're insured, and then they'll see you get that money back.
Yeah, she was working.
Right, and they will. They're very much insured. So, like I use PayPal because I don't have a credit card, guys. I haven't had one since we bought our first house. We made the decision if we didn't have cash, we just weren't gonna run up bills. And we've lived our whole married life that way and haven't needed one, haven't missed it. But I do have my debit card that I use, but I'm very, very careful. So that's why I use PayPal. And if I'm ordering something online and it doesn't use PayPal, I don't order it.
Do these robocalls ever take you off the list? I mean, I'm sure we all do, Beckley all the time.
We get Beckley and Elkins. Elkins calls every day.
I know.
No, those are scammers. They're just lifting the numbers.
You don't get,
Bam.
oh, I do all the time.
I have a funny story you can pass on. For 3 weeks in a row, one of our residents here got a scam call saying we'd be delighted to fix your computer because we see it's broken. Every time she told them, I don't have a computer. 2 weeks later, she got a call saying, we have this really good deal on buying computers.
Yeah, don't fall for that one, guys. If they're offering anything free, you know West Virginia. I mean, people are getting calls saying they got a free grant from the state of West Virginia.
Well, okay, send me the check.
Guys, don't fall for that. You know, I know, the state of West Virginia doesn't have the money to give free grants out, so, you know, be careful on that one. Somebody over here had their hand up again.
The prescription bottles have your name and all of that. Do you have to cross that out with the pen?
When you throw that away, if you have, number one, if you have old prescriptions, don't keep them. There are drop boxes throughout Montague County. There's one at the city police. You actually can pull in that cute little turn in there and leave your car there and run in and put the prescriptions in the drop box. The sheriff's office has a drop box. Walgreens over here has a drop box to put old prescriptions. But if you're putting bottle and everything, make sure that you mark out all of the identifiable information on your prescription bottle. That's a good thing. Another thing when you're traveling, I should have thought about this. Do not put your medicines in those cute little pill boxes. And I've done it. But you know what? If you get stopped in your car, or if you go through security, airline security, and they happen to catch the pills in you can be picked up for illegal drugs because you don't have your prescription with you.
What? What? You mean if I keep those little plastic things that hold pills?
You have to have proof that you have a prescription for that medication because it's not in the original bottle. And I'm telling you, I did the DEA Take Back Day with a Morgantown city cop a few weeks ago, and he and I were talking, and a friend of mine came in, and she had a whole bag of old medications. Her dad had just passed away, he had had cancer. I mean, she had all kinds of drugs, and she pulled the bag right out of her purse. And she said, I've been over to Walgreens now for the last 4 or 5 weeks trying to get rid of this medication, and the box was full. So I've just been carrying this around in my purse. The cop looked at her and said, if you would have had a moving vehicle violation, and we would have seen that in your purse, you would have been charged. Because you didn't have the prescription proof.
You mean when you travel, you have to take your prescription bottles?
I'm just saying, guys,
I never heard.
or have your doctor give you a written that these are the prescriptions you're on. But you have to have
Okay,
proof.
You could do that.
You have to have proof with your medications that they are yours and they are for you and whatever, yeah.
Will the drugstore give you a copy of those? They have one.
I don't know whether they can or not.
Well, you know, when you go to the,
It's on your
when you go to the
thing
doctor,
from the doctor.
you get a report that lists all your meds you're taking, could you take that?
I don't know. That would be something that you should, talk to a, police officer about and what they would accept. I was taken back because I travel with mine in my little pill boxes, not anymore. Just throw them in. Can't,
Next time you talk to the police and ask them.
yeah, and I will. That's it,
Because that's probably gonna be frequently,
but
What are you saying?
it's crazy. Just talking about making sure that you have your prescriptions right, so you have, proof that that's your prescription. That you're not just,
Like they said, when you go to the doctor or the hospital, or they give you a list of all the
the medications you're on.
things you're taking and the dosage.
But we have to make sure that that is proof enough for a police officer.
Well,
They
if
have to
you take
be
the whole
verified.
page, it has your name and your phone number. and
Right,
everything.
but we have to make sure that law enforcement will take that as proof.
Oh, I see.
That's who we're, talking about. Yes, Sandy?
I just got back from a trip to Cancun this past week,
Uh-huh,
and I had all my meds in my little pill box, but I did have the pharmacy print out a list of all my meds. So I didn't get stopped, but now you've got me scared and concerned.
yeah, you gotta be careful. I mean, I was taken back. I mean, when he and I talked, if I hadn't have done the DEA, I was surprised. I about had a fit with people, they brought bags, and when I tell you bags of medicine, and the pill bottles didn't have any of the names marked out. And I was there just going like this, and he says, what's wrong? And I said, they haven't marked their name, their identifiable information off of their, pill bottles. So make sure you do that, because
He had died, so what are you
I get my medicines already packaged.
oh, you're doing that, is it good?
Fantastic. I haven't touched a pill in a bottle for a year and a half.
You mean you pull them out of
They have,
a pack,
like
an envelope?
it's
Yeah.
it's a little
They're
pouch.
advertised on TV.
And-
Yeah, I saw that, and
And the nurse has it on the floor. and-
that is really, that's a good thing,
Didn't
guys.
hear what she said.
That's Greenberg County.
That's a good thing.
What did she say?
She's got her pills that are prepackaged, so they just pop up and hand you and it has her pills in it, so she doesn't have to use pill bottles and take them out herself. They're already pre-dispensed,
Then they mail them.
But
and they
don't
mail
have-
them like that to
They
her.
don't have the prescription.
Somebody's gonna break in and one of these days. Find out what they travel.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with your mail-in prescriptions too. Just know that they're not charging your credit card, too early, and they're not sending you too much medications and stuff.
Here at the Heritage, if they know there's medicine coming in, they keep it behind the desk and you pick it up.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So any other questions? If not, have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Hopefully Santa Claus is good to everybody. I'm sure here you guys are gonna have a fabulous meal of some kind. I've already told my kids, if you're not cooking for me, I'm not cooking for you.